is actually part of the public health?
Right.
Okay. Okay. And the varying amounts, is that based on,
I think it's based on what activities she has completed and passed off to the state, and then don't they send the money to you?
Yep, we
and
get the
then
check
comes
and then
back?
we turn
Okay.
over and pay you guys back.
okay. Do you know what that grant amount is?
No.
Okay, that's
It's
fair.
like
That's fine.
65, I think, total.
I'm
But
sorry, what?
60-some thousand, I think.
Okay,
Oh, the total of that, yeah, it's like 69,000 all for the,
Okay.
Yeah.
for the whole.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
For
for a
that.
quarter, I mean, we're not even reaching yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, thank you. My other question had to do with Central Iowa Juvenile Detention on page 3. That was just short of $6,500. How are we coming on that line item? Because we're,
it's not pretty.
yeah. Do you have an idea what we are on that? Were we at
We were
19
negative
grand?
9 in that line item when I just did a service area amendment, but these keep trickling in, so.
Yeah,
Every month.
I might have to do another service area amendment or an actual budget amendment, because I don't know where I'm gonna keep taking it from.
sure.
Because
Okay.
that service area 3, there's not a lot to play with.
Okay, those were the two questions I had, and it just, I know that we had a $10,000 budget, and it then increased to a 19, and I was just wondering which one of those two it was falling under, and it looked like we were gonna go in over our heads with that budget. But that was the two I had. Did you have questions?
On the autopsy, you're gonna be way over over that one too, right? You probably
Yeah,
have to do amendments.
I just cushioned that one last week too,
Which one's that one?
for medical examiner.
Oh,
Because there was a lot
Autopsies.
from Lynn County, they submitted a bunch too, so.
wow.
See, you got, yeah, 2 here from the state, and then you got one from Lynn County and one from Johnson County.
Yep, and they sometimes will do that, they'll stockpile and just send us a bunch.
Oof.
Yeah.
And then my last one, I'm gonna ask Myron when he comes, over this. Oh, it's secondary motor grader operator, then it's got WOR. That one there. I'll have to ask Myron.
Operator, let me pull that one up.
What page is that, Tracy? Like 3,
University.
Page 4
page 4?
and about 10 from the top.
Let's see if I can-
Just the way it's described, I don't,
I'll pull out that claim on here. It's to Iowa State University, right?
yep.
WR, maybe it's got a K on the end, work? Well, anyway, you'll ask him.
Yeah, she'll probably find it right now.
Okay.
And then just for your information, on page 5,
Yep.
the E91 surcharge, that 15,000, I believe that's for the fire department's pagers that Scott has on hand.
Okay.
He's depleted out, he don't have any spares. When one of them, fire department guys breaks or loses it or
Sure.
whatever, they come out and get a pager from him for free, so.
Okay.
Now I see your message. Can't hear.
Part of
Okay. Was that it?
That's it.
Did Gary have any?
That says workshop.
Workshop.
Secondary motor grader operator workshop.
Okay. Okay.
Well, if he doesn't have any, I'll make a motion that we approve the claims.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Last one, we got just one, don't we, of the
Yep.
ARPA fund?
And that was to that True North.
True North.
Yep, for 5,904.
That's Mike Day Services. So I'll take a motion to approve.
Move we approve.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That one's done. Okay.
I have that contract with DCAT that she just asked to acknowledge that the names are changing.
Okay.
From Iowa Department of Human Services and merging with Iowa Department of Public Health to become the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services. So our contract for that DCAT and stuff will reflect that.
Okay.
You guys just want to acknowledge that.
You understand that? Here.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
They're just combining.
Yeah. Pursuant to House File number 2578. Yeah.
So we just gotta acknowledge.
Acknowledge it, yeah, we don't have much say in it.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we acknowledge that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Here is the 2 quarterly reports.
Yeah, you got
Kara's
it.
here for hers, but here are the general assistance ones from last week that I found.
Thank you, Gary. There you go.
They're all zeros.
They are.
That's the best kind.
Depends on what day we're.
Thank you.
This is a big one.
Well, this is part of a timed item. And this one is the number 9 for approval. Make a motion that we approve the general assistant quarterly report. That's a timed item. With her other,
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
Number 10, I know Ray and Melinda have talked, so I don't think at this time we need to do anything.
Okay.
If you guys were aware of that parcel as well,
That's,
in Missouri.
yeah, that's what I'm guessing. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Which parcel?
Number 10.
Luzerne,
Okay. Any idea how that came out then?
not a clue.
I think they're gonna be paying the second half is what I was told.
Okay.
So we may need to abate penalty or interest later on, but
Okay.
I don't know that at this point.
That's fine. We'll get into it. But you don't have that here, right?
No, number 10?
Yeah.
Nope.
So that's done.
Because that was as of yesterday afternoon.
And so number 10 is that Luzerne property, right?
We're guessing so, yes.
Yes, it is that property. I know the parcel.
So it's 20 after. And I do not have that letter, do you?
Yep. I didn't know if Wes was coming in or not.
I don't know. Here you go, Gary.
About 60.
Motion to approve Hunter Jensen's.
Accept.
Acknowledge it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Accept.
Okay. And I will second that acknowledgement.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll have to sign it, right?
You can just initial it, please, put it in the file.
So are we coming back to number 10?
No, we're not doing anything at this time.
Just gonna, okay, table it. Okay, okay.
So we know something. They come and put on next week.
Well, as a claim, yeah, but knowing how to pay it,
Right, I figured they'll give you a week, they'll give you an itemized breakdown. right?
yeah, and the next claim, it won't go until the next claim running.
Okay, okay,
Because I just got it, so.
okay. 9:25. Kara,
Morning.
we'll do
My
your
quarterly
report
report
first.
is over there.
Yep, we'll do your report first.
Make a motion that we approve her quarterly report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And then my second item is, I'm here to request permission to travel to Madison, Wisconsin for the National Association of County Veteran Service Officers National Training,
When is it?
June 4th through the 9th. I don't need flights, I'm just driving.
Yeah,
It takes
Madison, it's
3.5
just
hours.
Madison.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have a problem with that. You need a motion that we approve her attending that
Why not?
June
4th
4th
through the 9th.
through the 9th. Cool. My motion.
Okay, Gary,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Thank you.
We already did Hunters.
Okay,
You'll have to get on the agenda for
Yeah.
next week.
next week.
Okay, we got 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
That's
All
it.
the time, I don't know.
And I got it, but I ain't got,
All right,
I don't have it dug out.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Unless you had something to add.
I mean, if you guys have
Doesn't
any
have to be a
questions.
resolution.
Yeah, I know it.
We don't need
You
to know.
did get it in the paper.
Yeah, no, we
No
just have to fill
questions.
that out.
Okay, good.
Do you have questions? Do you have questions, Gary?
No.
Okay. Tracy?
Four.
You want to know if we had any questions with Hunter?
No,
Okay.
no, understand why you
Okay.
close to home, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got it.
okay.
okay,
Yeah, and then I'll get on the agenda for next week,
Yeah.
so,
okay.
yeah, we'll go from there.
Okay,
So,
Thank you.
all right.
thanks, Wes.
Yep, thank you.
See you, bud.
Yep, we'll see you.
You wanna do Ron's number 19?
Yeah, why not?
I did a resolution for him,
Where we at?
Ron's,
number 19. This is in here.
yep. Cool, you even got her all ready, resolution. Good girl. Go ahead.
Usually am, trying to
Yep,
be.
you are.
Very organized. Thank you. Well, I'll make a motion that we approve it, Bailey, is it pronounced Grublick?
Grubik.
Grubick?
Yep.
Okay,
Her husband is the ranger at Hammond.
At Hannon?
Yep, he just graduated from law enforcement academy,
Last
Nice,
week.
nice.
so now she's ready to work full-time. Now that they're both home.
Make a motion that we approve her being moved from part-time to full-time status with the sheriff's office communications.
Second.
All in favor?
Primer, aye.
Beershank, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Sir.
Since we got about 2 minutes, Sheriff, the towers are all up.
Yes. I don't know what took place yesterday, I didn't go around and look. I don't know if they were able to get guide wires on Bell Plain or the main tower. That should be it. The new construction towers are done.
Can we do number 8? That shouldn't take much.
Okay.
Okay. Clarification on that, to clarify the minutes on that 7% increase for all employees. That should also have those that we had separated out of there earlier, such as Ben Turnus. I believe we had Justin Berker, what?
Jessica Meyer. And Jessica Meyer,
Jessica Meyer as well. Is it those 3?
I believe so.
Okay. That, as we had discussed earlier, that they are different than this, so. A little clarification on that motion.
Okay. Want a second out?
Second.
And
Call
then-
for a vote.
Aye.
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 And I've been sending you as I've been getting those.
Yes, you have.
So Ron's gotta work on his yet.
And Myron will know more when he comes in.
Am I supposed to do mine and send it to you, or what?
If you want, cause you'll have to cut in other line items. I don't feel comfortable cutting for people. To make the bottom dollar work.
Yeah, but
I'll probably send an email out after the clarification.
I think I need to, there's mine in there anyway, because of,
You never spend it all anyway. Okay.
But that way your line items match.
yes.
All right, let's do the 9:30, number 14.
Well, I think there's people in the hall for that. Yeah.
I don't know,
Number 13 is also
I have a copy of the resolution that we're,
Yeah.
if you guys want to grab one.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm just so anxious I was I know.
It must be really cold out. Scott's got sleeves.
Yes.
It's really cold.
I just automatically threw them on and then took 10 steps outside and it's like, I don't need this, but I don't want to go back.
Not gonna help me.
Whatever. I don't want it.
Very often.
Did you want to read the first reading of
I'm
that?
gonna let you do it.
Okay, or did Anna, do you want to speak up for public comments first?
Sure, I can. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Anna Demas. I'm the service director here for North Benton Ambulance, but I'm also the president of the Benton County EMS Association. Thank you for bringing this to the table today. We as an association have been working with our 6A group, and we did a needs-based assessment for the county on things that we kind of needed, things that we needed to look for the future. And reading through this needs analysis, we came up with that we needed to come up with an advisory council to help with the making of EMS as essential. So I have put together a packet for you today that has the system standard that we chose, that action plan, which is an advisory council. It has some dates on it. We're a little behind some of them. Obviously, we're just getting the first reading on. But we also drafted with a committee that was formed of association members a potential advisory committee for you guys to look at. And if you want to use it, that would be great. And we'll start the process of getting meetings lined up. Because going out into the community and presenting, I've just done a few here in town. I went to the Lions Club and I have the Kiwanis today. Everybody sees the need for it, but the questions that they're asking are what percent of my tax is gonna go up? Like how is this going to affect me if I vote no? How is it going to affect me if I vote yes? So if we could get together as the advisory council and start putting that information together, education is going to be the biggest key in getting this passed. And so if we can start those projects early, in the next month or so, getting that educational material out and then presenting out into the community, that's going to be better for us. And then hopefully by November that this will pass with flying colors with the yes vote. So I'll pass these out to you, and I did make some extra copies for those in the room. Not too many, but if you want to take a look at those.
Thank you.
I want to say the max, is it 75 cents per thousand?
Yes.
So that's the maximum.
Yes.
Not the general. Do you want me to read the resolution for the first reading?
Give us a few minutes.
Okay.
Let's go over each sentence. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 15 members.
So we mimicked the Jones County Advisory Council. We sought out other counties that have passed EMS as essential in their counties, and we mimicked what Jones County was using for their advisory council. Now, they do not have first responder groups. They have transporting ambulances. The only there was one on the list that was a non-transport or deemed non-transport ambulance that was on their list of people, so.
If everything goes well, you're shooting to get this on the ballot by November of this year, right?
Yes, sir.
November 24, right? General, or are you thinking the city school one?
We would like to have it, there's a huge need to have it on this year.
Okay, so that was a little different than that last meeting I
Yeah.
had, yeah. I'm just thinking of polling locations, because that's a countywide one versus the. I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Okay, you guys took that all in, so what, this information?
Yeah.
Okay, Haley, can I have you read that now?
Yep, so back to the advisory council though. After next week, I could probably put that on the agenda if everybody's ready to appoint members so you can get moving.
Okay.
Would that work out?
Yeah.
So I'll put that on next week too.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the first reading for a resolution declaring emergency medical services to be an essential service in Benton County. A resolution by Benton County to declare emergency medical services, EMS, to be an essential county service as authorized by Iowa Code Section 422D1. Whereas Benton County supports EMS to its residents, whereas ensuring efficient and effective EMS coverage is essential for maintaining the health and welfare of its residents, whereas in order to be able to efficiently and effectively provide EMS to its residents, the Board of Supervisors will proceed with the process under Iowa Code Section 422D1 to declare emergency medical services as an essential county service in order to allow an ad valorem property tax for EMS and the creation of a county emergency medical services system advisory council to assist in researching and assessing the service needs of the county and guiding implementation of the same. Now therefore be it resolved, Benton County hereby declares emergency medical services to be an essential county service. Be it further resolved, Benton County directs that notice of the first meeting to consider this resolution be made and any other actions be taken as necessary to proceed with the process under Iowa Code Section 422D1 to declare EMS as an essential county service. So we have the second reading next week, and I have not heard anything from the public prior to today's meeting.
There is a correction that needs to be done on the front page. You're District 1, I'm District 2.
Oh, with the changes.
It's just a flip. And then, do you need our email addresses?
I will. What I wanted to do, at the bottom of that, we, as a committee, had some discussion on who would be the voting member for the first responders. And I think we wanted some guidance, from the Board of Supervisors on if we were okay with having that as an active member of their service, or if we wanted to look at potentially the mayor of the town, to be appointed to that position. And then we have medical directors. We have 5 of them in the county. 2 of them mainly for your transporting services. How you wanted to have that representative involvement. If we needed to reach out, who we should reach out to, and if they said no, then we move down the list. So we were kind of looking for some guidance from you to figure out what we needed to do as the next steps for getting names in those slots.
I'm a little reluctant stating mayors because on your land, down there, your landfill, thank you. You got a lot of mayor, that sounds strange, sounds like horses, mayors that are supposed to be on that board and they don't show up. So I think you'd have better
Well, I still think
response.
the EMS, the first responders, they should pick somebody out of their department
Okay.
for their town.
Okay.
That should be number 1.
Okay.
Because it's up to them, whoever they pick should be somebody that's gonna attend the meetings.
Okay.
I have attended your meetings so far, I think.
And I think that, maybe for example, a fire chief
Yeah,
would
and then,
be a good,
Okay.
yeah, the fire chief would be number 2, and I guess then the third one, then if they can't attend, would be maybe the mayor.
Okay. And I think that's kind of what we come up with, but again, we wanted to have some guidance on what you thought would be best for this committee
There
as
again,
well.
like I said, it's up to the first responders, that unit, that town,
Okay.
whoever they elect to represent them must attend the meetings.
Okay.
If they want a share of the pie when it comes down the road, if it happens. This ain't no sure thing yet. There, people in Benton County have to vote on this, so,
Correct.
but it's a start, somewhere we're starting to help fund you guys.
Yes. Okay, I will get those emails going out today to the first responder groups.
Okay. Well, let's get back to the resolution now.
What do we need to do?
We
Make
won't
a-
pass it until next week. This
We
is
don't
just the
pass it?
first reading.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't think
You
there
have to have
was.
two.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it?
I mean, if you wanna acknowledge, yeah, everybody's
Okay,
in favor.
I'll make a
of it.
motion, we acknowledge the first reading
Okay.
of that resolution.
Second.
All right, all in favor, of course?
Aye.
Aye. First reading started.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody coming in.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Sorry.
29?
And holding.
Yeah, so last time we did that, we just approved it as one, and we didn't know all the rules and regulations.
Well, see, they had all the information,
Yeah,
had all the
yeah.
information from Jones County, and that's why we're
Well,
not.
and that was the meeting when we signed for it too, that was one of their steps for some grant money too.
Yes. We're not inventing the wheel on this deal.
No, there's like 7 counties that passed it in the last general,
Yeah,
but that's why I thought it was gonna
because if I
be.
remember right,
Here's my question.
maybe it was me doing all the talking that night, but anyway, I said, start off low, don't start off high, like 35 cents.
But it's like a the maximum it can go is 15 years. I don't know if they can change the amount once they set it up.
Oh, okay, well, that's something we can find out.
Or I would have to go back.
Oh, is that far off?
Yeah.
Oh, my. All right.
What we got now for 9:45?
Yep.
They would be here once a day,
No, they did not do the, do you wanna stay here for that?
Right?
The general store she's talking about.
Yeah.
Seems like we
But I
just have
wonder-
to repeat these meetings sometimes.
Hopefully this one with Mona won't take that long. then we-
Wonderful,
Yeah.
as usual. She brought a funny toy in today, so this afternoon when it warms up, it'll go for a ride.
Yeah, still gonna have to go drive with you, like, really?
Mona, is May coming too?
Yeah, she had to hit the restroom real quick and she'll be right here.
Got it.
It's definitely pretty.
I think she's having a midlife crisis. That's what I think.
I want that kind of midlife crisis.
Usually, before I do my valuations, usually later.
So we won't know.
We won't know that before they wanna do this.
Do the leases.
No, cause I said it was gonna be before, but if they want to move forward.
That's gonna make it tough.
That's gonna be interesting.
Because if we move the roll back for taxes.
We won't, yeah, until after that, it'll be after the 10 usually. Unless they do it early, but I doubt it. We're
Yeah,
down
some
it,
things
because they
plan.
changed it on me after I did
That's
that
right.
values issue.
Hi, Ray.
That's what
How
I
are you
did.
doing this morning?
Here's,
Yeah, it's, what they're doing is legislation.
Okay, pass it down.
here's the proposed dates for the.
They're controlling our
Okay,
funds,
okay.
it's not pretty. That's
Okay,
why I'm
good,
really
thank you.
concerned.
And I'm not saying that's the final word, obviously, but
Okay,
They're not taking an increase.
this is the
Well, we can't.
1 o'clock
we keep
meeting.
Spending more on general basic than.
Both these things?
no, what's
No,
the
no.
administrative code for this next meeting here?
That's the first handout.
Oh, this is for later today, this other one, right?
Okay, Mona and May.
So we are just bringing back, we had met with Ron, and we had to fix some code sections. So we had outdated code sections, so they're literally the same verbiage, it was just a different number. So we updated those. So, I don't know to-
Yeah, so, I think we were here about a month ago, and we had some discussion, I know, right? Time goes so quickly. So we had some discussion about the MOU and the entirety of the MOU between the region and the county. You know, the first part of it was, the meat of the MOU is the reimbursement procedures that we go through. We had Exhibit A that listed all of the employees and how much of a reimbursement the region will pay to Benton County for each of those employees. And then we had Exhibit B, which standardizes the expectations of the mental health patient advocates. And so if you remember, you approved the MOU in Exhibit A and you tabled Exhibit B, because at that meeting, you appointed Sheriff Tippett to be her supervisor, and he was unable to be with us that day. So you had just kind of wanted to have him here to have a conversation with him. I will update as far as what Mona said. You know, of course, we fixed some of the code sections. There were some outdated ones and fixed those, updated those. But really, the issue at hand here is the usage of CSN to document the patient advocate's time and her interaction with her clients. Done a little research since I've been with you last. And across the state, there are a total of 7 advocates who do not use CSN in the entire state. 3 of them are in our region. So that's why we did this, right? Because we want to make sure not only, my expectation, and I hope yours is as well, is that the East Central region is a very high-performing and efficient region. And in order for us to do that, to kind of close up one of these loops, is to make sure that the patient advocate files are documented into CSN. So with more, or almost half of those in the state not doing it, this gives me reason, like, hey, we needed to fix this in the East Central region to make sure our advocates are documenting in CSN.
When we met with Ron, it sounded like you said after meeting with Bethany that she was okay with,
Most of it, yes.
well, with the CSN part, that she was going to document C-paper file or something along those lines, that she
Yes.
no longer had an issue with putting that into CSN as per like the documentation piece.
Can we just start at the top of this MOU?
The MOU or Exhibit B?
Exhibit B, excuse
Okay.
me. Your first bullet point, complete all duties outlined in Iowa Code 229.19. Nobody can argue that. That is where the duties of the advocate lie. The HIPAA training, complete HIPAA annual, and you want a form for that. Nobody's got a problem with that. The mandatory reporter, I assume you're talking, that is the 3-year deal with the
With DHS?
DHS?
Yes.
Okay.
Statutorily required.
Yep,
Yep.
and that's statutory required.
Yep.
The next one is enter, update newly assigned individuals not previously entered into the CSN, included the date of birth, the demographics is what it comes down to. I believe they're currently doing that, so we don't have an issue with that. The next one is in CSN, where they assign themselves as an advocate. They enter the commitment information and stuff like that, and that is also in code, in the Iowa Administrative Code. Ray, did you see an issue with that? I
No.
did not.
No. Yeah, do you have a choice?
Secure CSN release for all clients. If unable to secure release, attempts must be documented. What if we have a person that just,
Then you just document they don't want to
just,
sign. That's literally that simple, just, they didn't want to do it.
because we do have those people out there that say, I don't wanna be in your computer system.
Yep, that's
Those
what,
aren't, that's not unique to the advocate position. We have that across the region.
Oh,
right?
yes. ensure timely updates regarding the commitment information in CSN that reflects changes, treatment facility, and termination of commitments. Is that one by code, Ray? I couldn't find that.
I didn't see it either. I just read it quick, but I can't say it is off the top of my head, I don't know.
What is timely?
Yeah, what does timely mean?
Within a,
10 days, 30 days?
Sure. I mean, that, I'm not gonna split hairs on that.
okay. Maintain an organized, confidential, secure file for each individual service. That is true. This file may be combined of physical documents and CSN records. That's the way it's currently being done. File Iowa code, frequency of contacts, that is also covered in 229.
Yep.
By the 15th of each month, submit a list of clients, including CSN number, for whom there was a contact in the previous month.
That's not in the code.
That is not in the code. Can we do that?
That's what she's been doing.
She's been doing it already. She's been doing it via an Excel spreadsheet. We'd like, if her information is in CSN, it's one click of a report button. Instead of her entering it all into CSN, it's one click of a button that pulls the report. And it actually makes her job easier. Then she doesn't have to maintain this Excel spreadsheet that she has been doing.
Participate in regions quality assurance process as delineated in there's an Iowa Administrative Code section, 441.25.47. The only thing that changes in there is it says, it is the county's quality assurance process instead of the regions.
Instead of the regions, right. The administrative code actually requires us as her employer to develop our own rules, which will include quality assurance provisions. So Ron and I are gonna have to sit down and draft a set of rules for her to work under within the county. Right.
Right. With that being said, Ray, Brent Hinders, is that the man's name? Our new, he'll be taking Carl Solomon's place, is my understanding. He has a copy of this. He wanted to, as he's be our new employment guy, kinda, on the insurance side, he wanted to take a look at it, make sure he didn't see any problems. I've tried to contact him yesterday. It was getting late in the day. I left a voicemail. I don't know if he's got back with me yet. I have not talked to him today.
The only concern I have, and I don't know if it's so much a concern as just something I need to explore, is these records, these coverage records belong to the county that Beth is creating. We're sharing them with the state, but there are records. We're responsible for their confidentiality. So how do we know who's accessing the CSN and seeing these records? And, you know, we're on the hook if we...
So with the advocate, it's grayed out.
Okay, so only that person can see it?
Yes.
Unless they get that CSN release. If the person signs a CSN release, then we can see more, but if the person declines, then we can't see anything.
That's good, because that was a big
Yeah.
concern of mine, is that how do we control,
And that was,
because we'd be on the hook. We would.
Yeah, it is literally blurred out, grayed out, there's no workaround. Like, only the advocate, if they do not sign the release, only the advocate can see the non-blurry version.
Okay.
It's like not even optional to have a workaround.
And I think around the time, and you all might remember this because it was before Maya Ramona's time, when CSN was created, ISAC attorneys did a study of it and declared it to be confidential and secure.
so what exactly does CSN stand for?
I don't have my phone.
It's an acronym, I couldn't find it.
I have no idea.
It's County Services Network.
Okay,
And it's run by ICTS, which is Iowa County Technical Services, which is the unit of ISAC, Iowa State Association of Counties.
Because it's nothing that I look at, and
Yeah, you don't have access.
actually, what it's dealing with, I don't wanna look at it. That was the other question that was brought up, that that I was made aware of this blurred out stuff, and I didn't know what it meant. Absolutely did not know what it meant. I think on my part, I need for Brent to get back to make sure he didn't see anything in here that he didn't see as an issue. She would have to operate under the county policy and procedures manual, as she is a county employee. So if she had a workplace issue or something like that, she would have to come to the county and not to the region, because the region's policy is in effect Iowa Code 229, correct?
Related to the advocates, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
2919.
But there are no regional employees. Everybody that is paid by the region, the money flows to the county. They are county employees. There are no regional employees.
So Mona is the same. Mona is subject to Benton County policies and procedures, because the region does not employ people.
Okay. I would just like to get something back from Brent, and then I don't have any other questions.
I'm not gonna tell you not to seek council's advice, but this is all in the code. We didn't write anything that wasn't in the code except for that 15th of the month expectation. So, you can wait for an attorney's opinion on that or not, but that's the additional thing that's not in the code, is that we expect her to have her records done by the 15th of the month.
But she's already been doing since October.
Yes.
So it's not gonna hurt if we put this on next week's agenda to hear back from Brent. Is that correct?
Then I will, yes, that's fine. I won't be able to be here next Tuesday, and I'm just not sure why it's being drawn out. We have 7 of 9 counties who have signed, 7 of 9 counties who have already signed this, whose attorneys have reviewed it.
This,
Based on your recommendation, though, you would like to hear back from Brent?
I would like to hear back from Brent. This is all new to me,
Okay.
Yeah.
so
But
and helped me through it and answered a lot of questions, also has Megan, has answered a lot of questions.
Yeah, I don't have a problem waiting to hear back from Brett. I'm fine with that.
I just don't wanna jump in and then have him say, you shouldn't have done that.
yeah.
Because sometimes they have a different perspective than my office might have, because they're coming at it from a different direction.
So
Doesn't-
But I
this
think-
specific attorney, I guess, what is his, like when you're talking about coming at it from a different direction? I guess I
Well,
don't,
he represents the insurance company, so they'll be more just looking at it from more of a liability perspective
Okay.
as opposed to, are we following this code here and there, and so.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
I would assume if the attorney has issues with it, then you have a bigger issue than this MOU, because we followed code. So you're gonna have to review a whole lot of things, and perhaps even your county policies and procedures. I don't think us bringing forth code is a labor issue, but like I said, it might be a bigger issue for you if your labor attorney has issues with your county policies and procedures.
My first thing that I wanted clarified is do we have a dual employment issue?
We do not.
No.
Which I do not
Code-
believe we do,
No, the code
because
doesn't
the
allow for that.
code locks it right down for
Yep,
us.
yep.
I don't, just in my conversation with him that I originally had, I don't see an issue, but I'd sure like to hear back from him first. And then I think we'll be good to go.
I don't see an issue, but I don't think it hurts to see what he says.
Then I recommend we put it on the agenda for next week, and put to rest.
You won't have to come, May.
No.
Thanks, Tracy.
So it's County Services Network, and it's ran by,
Isaac?
Iowa
ISAC.
Yep, Iowa Association of Counties. Or Iowa State Association of Counties.
I was having trouble writing that down. I knew you'd know the answer.
Well, the nice thing is even if you tracked it down, you wouldn't have been able to log in or anything, so.
Well, I don't want to log in.
You can find the website, but
I just
as
didn't,
far as you're getting,
I didn't know a thing about it. I kind of felt I should know a little about it.
Okay. Do you need a motion or anything to put it on for next week?
Shouldn't have to.
so Haley, I know I've got meetings in the morning, so I'll look and see when there's a gap to give you the time.
Just says discuss and amend, it doesn't say anything about approving.
Right now, I just have 9:30 timed item on there.
You wanna put it on time down? Or just slide it in if it's,
Well, if she wants to be present though, she
Okay.
said she kinda wants to know time.
Yeah,
Does
okay.
like 9:15 work for you?
I'll make it work
Okay.
if I gotta step out of it.
Or, yeah, otherwise 9, I mean, anywhere in between 9 and 9:30 should work. At this point, we'll probably be still going after us.
I'll double check
Yeah,
as soon as I
you
get
can
back to
let
the
me know.
office and shoot you an email immediately.
We can move that meeting to 9:30. If okay with you, adjourn at 9:15.
Thank you for coming in.
Bump you, right? Okay.
Thanks, Ray.
Yep.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you, Lori.
I'll see you guys at 1, right?
All righty.
Okay, Barb. 10 o'clock.
I don't have any updates.
No updates? Okay, that's the ones I like then.
Nothing yet. Possibly
There's
tomorrow.
gonna be more, that's why we left the time item.
That's fine. And then while we're at it, do you wanna help comment a little bit on the dairy in Blairstown? We'll do, jump back
Haley
up.
should-
Yep,
we have a document.
yep, so we
And
published in the
She's
paper.
published it already. We follow the rules and regulations to do that, and then we just need to have
And I've heard no comments for it, have you?
none.
So if you wanna just say where it's
See
gonna be
lots of
located and
roads
stuff
running around the
too.
country down there.
This is where that tank down there.
It don't say.
It just says
They're
they're
adding.
increasing their head of cattle, right?
Yep,
Yes,
Oh.
they are.
it's for feeding and,
For the operational structure proposed, increase the dairy cattle animal numbers only with no new construction at an existing dairy cattle confinement facility.
That is correct.
So whenever they change their heads, they have to notify us and give us the new
Because I know we
plan.
had a diagram in here one day.
that was for the,
That was
and
for
they
the
haven't,
master
to my
matrix.
knowledge, they haven't even started them yet,
Okay.
have they?
Okay, this has nothing to do with.
The
That's,
dairy-
I think that's a master matrix you're thinking of,
Okay,
because we
okay.
did that in 21.
Yeah, not seeing this, I
Yeah.
had no clue.
Last
You
time
never
we did
got
one
an
was,
email on this either?
I forwarded it to him, but it's been 2 weeks ago.
Couple weeks, yeah,
Okay.
cause it hadn't been printed.
Oh, yes, yes, I do.
I tried.
Cause it hadn't been printed in the paper, that was the first step.
Yeah, I think I
before
brought
it
it in
could
last week.
Come to us.
Okay, okay. Seen, yeah. Okay. All right. So what do you need done on that?
You need to see this.
Well, I read it last, and brought it in last week, actually. So,
Yeah, I
it says discuss and act on public hearing. So do we need to set a public hearing?
No,
No.
we did the notice in the paper,
We did
so
that.
you just
Okay.
have to approve or deny and give comments why you're against or for it at this point.
Okay, all right. Do you want to approve or deny it, Gary?
just will approve it.
Because it's
Okay.
not, you don't know.
Make a
that
motion that
until-
we approve
Yep.
that, for
Authorized.
Geno Source Dairy Site.
Yep,
And is this by resolution?
Nope,
No,
Tracy just has to sign this.
approve
Okay.
me for signing it,
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what it's.
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I send them a copy of our proof of public.
Okay, thank you.
That was in the paper.
Friday.
Yep.
Yep.
They're not gonna increase their,
Candy.
number of cows, they're
Yes,
just
they
gonna.
are.
That's what it said.
Yes, they are. Yeah, that's what he just told us.
That's why they have to notify us, because anything changes on their original plan. Kinda like when I get manure management plans too that come through, they change or update.
That's what I have.
Not really.
Which, speaking of manure management ones, I'm just putting all those on the shared folder. So if ever anybody needs to look at it, we have it.
Perfect.
They're
That's all
huge and I'm
you
not
need to
printing
do.
those out.
Absolutely not.
So. And we've had a few, I mean, randomly, somebody will call and want to look at one, then we have it.
Thanks for coming in, Scott.
Yep.
You too, Barb.
Okay, thanks.
See you later, alligator.
See you. Thank you.
I forget how much bigger their, carousel is.
Read that one.
I forgot to put Myron on here.
Yeah, you did.
I did, and he wanted on there too.
He's on the bottom, 10:45.
Okay, good. I'm looking at my old version, because I
Yep.
had my numbers.
Okay,
With that guy.
Yep.
I have phone numbers on mine.
You got a lot of weight.
Hmm?
You guys got a lot of weight.
Well, I thought that public health might have been more to it. You just never know.
True.
any reports since Friday yet?
I had nothing yesterday.
Okay. Good thing we said that,
I start in this week, though.
We also reached one of the milestone payments for Raycom, which comes out of the
Debt service.
debt service.
Are you talking about that most recent one?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a big one.
Yeah, I emailed them to see if they could break out what's civil portion and what's
Yeah.
not, so that I could pay it properly.
Oh, you got, she's on top of things.
they send me,
He gets those
Everything.
too.
Good.
they send me everything.
But we have time, because it won't go into the next claim run, so then I know
Okay.
how to code it, but I know part of it's gonna come out of 2,000.
Well, we need that. I thought we went over that once, wasn't we? We need it broke out.
We
Yeah.
did, but they're going about what the contract says.
Okay.
You gotta go back to the contract, and I ain't gonna have her do that.
No, they can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, they should be able to tell me out of that milestone 3 what was
For that much cash, they can do it.
plus for
Yeah.
auditing, especially when we're dealing with debt service.
Because actually, some of the ARPA fund could actually go towards,
Yeah, I'm sure it could.
if they break it down.
Do we have a, or Haley, do you know, they talked about an exhibit A with the region?
That's the one I have here. That's the
That's the
original.
one
That one
that-
I've never seen.
Maybe I don't have it. Yeah, because I had it as an addendum. Hold on here, you can look at it.
I've never received exhibit A.
That has to do with the advocate.
And with the employees.
Yep. You want me to send it to you? That's the old
Please.
version or whatever.
I just wanna make sure our person's listed on there. Then I'll have to call her.
You understand it now?
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave you alone.
More cows, but no building, according to what that says.
well, it's Immature dairy cattle, 750 head of immature dairy cattle.
But it's more cattle, not dairy.
Right.
And
How many are they allowed then?
that's when you have
Just one more.
The DNR says it's okay.
Cause what was the crest?
Like I said, I haven't been by there for a couple
The now the
months.
crest,
They had,
I
was
do
over
not
20,
know.
wasn't it 25?
they used to
something?
take care of,
So did you see some posts, which is.
baby
conflicting,
calves
they
and
say it
everything. They
crested
don't
in-
take care of baby calves
in Minnesota,
anymore.
but yet, do we know
They're all
that's true?
shipped out.
Oh, that's your island.
I guess they're gonna take care of
There
more
was somebody.
Heifer,
posted
in
yeah,
the
some-
future,
Some
yeah.
drone footage too, where we are.
And well, they put in a new carousel. They were supposed to put that in 12 years ago, and they've been babying it along.
Sure.
Remember it?
It's a good thing Blairstown is northeast.
Mine is. There's that bar-
Don't get a lot of
bar
south
and
winds.
restaurant. There's the-
We don't hardly ever smell it in town.
we are
That's good.
Over here, so that little, that's our laundry room. That's about right here. But mine's right here. The numbers for Florida,
Yeah, if you wanna look
But
at
yeah,
that, that's
that's-
the Raycon
that's where the
third
road is.
installment.
We'll have the high.
That
So
come
that's where
Friday.
that- So if it gets to that and then starts coming down here, that's where
it's
we'll
gonna
be.
fill up.
Yeah,
Bleh.
yeah. And then it would sit.
Oh, to get it pumped out.
Yeah, they got pumps in there ready to go for that, but the groundwater was already coming up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
that
so we're at least on 27 foot
that
right
all?
now.
Well, good.
So then I have 3 foot.
27 would be an
Jesus.
all-time.
Well, and even that's where the tires would sit, so then I have 3 foot more to get to the bottom of the
Good.
cabin. Yeah.
Now, it's just that in our area, because of Quad Cities, they have to let the water go slow when they flood the Quad Cities.
Yikes.
I still guess I'll give it that. I don't want to, but.
Thanks for coming in, Sheriff.
Have a wonderful day, thank you.
Every day's wonderful.
Yeah. Got no troubles with that.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, every day's wonderful.
Yep.
Alright, I got the revised invoice already from Raycom. She just sent that to me. Oh yeah, she really broke it down, you wanna see it? She's got the change orders and everything listed now.
Well, I was gonna say, look at it, did she send it to you, or did she send it to everybody?
Everybody, so you should be on that one too. Hi Clay.
No problem.
Yep,
No, she.
maybe they'll do that going forward
She had
for
a
us.
meeting this morning. She got notified at 9:30 last night. It's gonna be till after lunch. What I would do is, take the, toolbar last. Yep, And the tanks that are closest to the scale, there's one. There's one tank, there's two tanks by the scale.
See, some of this stuff.
One's
I was
facing
trying to go through
the
here.
field and one's facing the road. The one facing the road
Yeah.
is billed out to us.
I don't know when they come up with this. This is our checklist, I was going over everything.
Okay.
Like 2.1, to keep rent $1,000.
Mhm.
All right, so when we go back to the original contract,
2.1 terms of,
it don't say nothing about money.
Well, it's up to you.
did it have it in the original part? Wasn't it up?
You do it however you wanna do
I don't
it.
know. There it is, 5.1.
Yeah, it was only in the
And it'd be-
beginning. Maybe it should be 5.1.
That's okay.
I bet that's what it should be.
Yep, good catch.
Okay.
And I did let her know that we were discussing it tomorrow, and maybe if we're ready next week.
Okay,
Or, I mean, that we're discussing today.
if we iron it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just
bet
trying to
you're
give her
right, 'cause
updates.
See
'cause-
here, it's 2.1, then they got
You
5.2.
figure it out however you
Yeah.
wanna
I bet that's what
do
it
it,
is.
just do it.
I've been looking, I looked last night, I couldn't figure it out, I thought, well, I was tired.
Mom should be, I don't know. She should be home by
See
now.
what happens
I
tomorrow
don't
for
know.
election stuff again. And I have Alicia going to Ames for financial software. Two things
All
that
right,
overlap.
do it however you want. I don't know when I'll. Yeah. Yeah. You do whatever. Well, but, yeah, yeah, but, you gotta have tanks full. All right. All right. Well, if you wanna get a vehicle down there, just get one down there. Take a tank down there. All right. Mom will be back, so she should be able to come get you. If you have to. You have to call her. Catch you later. Bye. How long is this meeting
Probably
after?
with me.
Go ahead. How long is this meeting after lunch?
It'll be a while, an hour probably at least.
Starts at 1, right?
Mm-hmm. He's probably with the tap house.
Mhm, that's
Okay,
Clay.
That's what I thought.
Hi, Jessica.
Howdy.
Did you get that amount for me? No? Okay.
He's right over there on the other side of the building now.
Okay, we'll get it.
Yeah.
And it can be a rough estimate for what I need it for.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot to ask him that.
No, that's fine. I have until the 30th to file it, but.
Oh, we'll know today. How much time we got here? 20 minutes. Maybe he might know off the top of his head. I can go ask him real quick.
Okay. I just remember he mentioned it at the last ARPA committee meeting, but he didn't really say the amount, so.
Okay, I'll go ask him. He's just down the other end of the building.
For the rest of the boiler amount, what we got.
Oh. Isn't that much? Yeah, 2,500.
Then it'll be done completely?
Yeah. See, right now, they're adding chemicals to the boiler system right now.
They gotta keep adding water to that all the time, don't they?
Mhm.
Where's it go?
Kind of strange with a closed system that it evaporates.
Mhm. It'll be interesting next year when it's actually, I mean, it kept up good this year, didn't it? Your room, your office was hot.
Not to me. I'm always cold, so I like it.
It was hot.
Nobody likes to come in my room, they're
I
all
like it
sweating.
hot too, but not that.
My wife wants the temperature everywhere turned way down because she's going through menopause and has the hot flashes and all that, and it's like,
Be careful, this is being televised.
oh, can't say that. She would say,
Yeah.
man, it's a
I
nice.
must be the opposite, because I'm cold.
Hey Tracy, rather than me coming over there to, behind everybody, let's see what size battery that is, I'll pick one up
It's
at
a 9
home.
volt, if I remember right.
A 9?
Be
I
2:30
think-
by
I
the time
think-
I get back to Blairstown, it'll be 3
No.
before I get back
A C.
to,
A C battery?
That's even worse.
Oh my God.
you get a hold of Mom?
I'll bring one from home. That's a reminder. Thank you.
All right.
I can't believe
Catch
that
you
one's
later.
still going yet. That was in my mom's
Bye.
living room.
Really?
Yeah. See, it even, I suppose it lasts longer now because I took the dumbwaiter off. Because it had a
Sure, sure.
pendulum on it. I thought, we don't need to see it or hear it.
We don't know anything.
Okay. I'm just gonna,
He'll look when he gets back.
yeah.
It's been so long, we can't remember what we paid total amount.
Oh, I can tell you that part, but. I'm just following my ARPA claim.
Yeah, that had to be,
So I have till April 30th.
that's what I thought.
So I'll put it on the agenda next week for you guys to acknowledge and see what
Yep.
I've said.
And you gotta send it in, right?
Mhm.
That's all emailed.
That's all, I have to log in and all my credentials on that.
And then I seen something about the opioid, but we haven't spent any money on
No,
that
Ray and
yet.
I are signed up to go to that conference is in Des Moines, did you see that? Anybody can go to it. Supervisors, auditors,
You don't think I'm gonna go?
yeah, you'll be in the field. So. But that's where they're gonna, it's like 2 days long and they're gonna go over the uses and how we can or can't use it, so. Yeah, cause we haven't spent any, so that reporting will be easy.
That ought to be such an interesting conference.
Sounds fun.
Probably learn more than I wanna know. You guys wanna put any comments there? No? I'm just gonna let you know, we heard none for Oregon, so.
We got one of those deals you can cut trees or pull trees with.
Let's skid loader.
That's pretty sweat.
And I don't like them. Saw them off and tore down and forget about it.
Saw them off and what?
Tore down, chemical on its blue stuff.
Tore down?
Yeah, kills them.
What if they're
Really?
what if they're in a fence row?
Cut them off. You know,
How do you get them out of there without destroying the fence?
well, the way I do it is, cause I got, I know I'm being generous. Drill a hole in it with a auger bit in the tree, especially if it's a big tree. Fill that hole up, tore down, 2 weeks, gone. And let Mother Nature take its course. I have killed trees this big already. Works slick.
That's something you get out of like the farm
Pipe.
fleet?
Yep. Yep, works slicker than snot, but. Yeah, she sent me it too, Haley.
Okay.
I'm copied on it. I just have. And how do I get out of this mosquito management webinar? I am so sick of that.
You must have
Every
clicked
day.
on it.
I have never clicked on it.
I've never seen that one.
I don't think, you never?
Mm-mm.
Mosquito management?
No?
Every
Usually
day,
like the city employees, that they have to spray mosquitoes, but we don't have anybody certified.
every day I get an email from them.
You can go, open that up and maybe there's a place you can unsubscribe.
I just deleted.
But
I
there's-
I
get
do
it too.
too, but I'm getting
go,
tired
is
of
there
it.
an option to unsubscribe? Click that. And then you can take it.
Show block content.
Yeah, but scroll down a little bit, or download your thing so you can see there should be a link that says unsubscribe.
Save this spot.
You gotta have it,
Towards the
I don't
bottom.
get that.
Careful.
Reply.
He'll get to liking that, he'll delete a lot of
I
them.
just wish I had access to it so I could send it to him.
I could forward it.
Should I hit forward to her?
No. I get enough emails.
It's 9:30,
Better be 10:30.
or yeah, 10:30, excuse me.
I think we can go back to work.
We took care of the mosquitoes. All right. Clay McBride.
Hello, good morning. It's been, I don't know, 8, 9 months, I think, since I've been here, since we launched our new company, McBride Mobile Taps, and you guys have been instrumental in getting us some liquor licenses for different events that we've been doing. The reason I'm here today is as we continue to get deeper and deeper into some of the state laws that affect our operation, I would say the innovative nature of our business, we're operating in this gray area where the laws are for brick and mortar buildings predominantly, and as you know, we're mobile, right? We're not a food truck, and now what I'm finding is we're also not a vending machine. I've been working with the state ABD, the Alcohol Beverages Division, and the good news is there is some precedent here, and what I'm seeking is a waiver to a vending machine law, because I'm not a vending machine, but according to the law, I am. I've been working with a gentleman by the name of Jason Hahn, and he's given me a specific code that we're working with here, so I want to make sure you get that. It's 185 Iowa Admin Code Rule 4.41. I can repeat that if you...
One more time.
It's 185 Iowa Admin Code Rule 4.41. And that code specifically talks about vending machines. And as I mentioned, there's some precedence here. There is another establishment in the state of Iowa. They're in Iowa City. It's the Chop House Restaurant. They're a brick and mortar that has the exact same technology that we do in our trailer. It's called the iPort system. And what they had to do, they filed for a permanent waiver against this vending machine law, and the local authority had to approve said waiver. The problem with our business is the local authority could be you, it could be the Benton City Council, it could be Johnson County, it could be Lynn County. Wherever we go and set up for an event, we're gonna have to seek a waiver to this vending machine rule. So what I'm here today to ask you to consider is writing a letter that, this is what the Chop House did, that their local authority provided them with a 1-year temporary waiver that was on file with the ABD. And then after 1 year of no issues, then they sought a permanent waiver, which has now been granted to them. So again, we've been in operation for about 9 months, had no problems, thankfully. Don't anticipate any others. But we need, in order to operate in Benton County, outside of city limits of, say, Benton or another city, where you're the local authority, we'd like to have a letter on file that we can give to the ABD to say we have approval to get a waiver for this vending machine law. So I think your options are, well, I guess you could say, no, we're not going to give you the letter, which would put me out of business, so please don't consider that one. The other would be, we can do this event by event by event. And so just like the liquor licenses, you would have to do a letter to waive this vending machine law for us. Or you could consider a temporary 1 year, like they did in Iowa City, or you could go right to a permanent waiver. I think those are your 4 options that you could, these are those the ones that I can think of that you might want to consider. We'll follow whatever, most of our events that we have booked for the rest of this year are at the Casino Farms, so we're going to be doing a lot of work here in Benton County. So that's where all of our current events are booked.
So without this waiver, you can't do this?
Correct. Yeah, they won't issue me the liquor license. Even if you approve it at the local authority level, the state will not give me a liquor
Have
license.
you got an example of this letter?
I do not, but I could probably get one. I could
Yeah.
reach out to
Johnson
Jason
County.
and, yeah, because they have one for the Chop House in Iowa City. Maybe they could redact that and send me a copy of it. That's a great idea. I hadn't thought of that.
Or contact Johnson County for their letter.
Yeah. Yeah, it would definitely be Johnson County. Well, depending on where the Chop House is,
Yeah.
the local authority could be either the city of Corrville or Iowa City.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It sounds if you go through the Chop House, they'll be able to get you something.
It's because this is still so unique, they didn't have the rules and regulations, isn't that correct, kinda? Because
Yeah.
of the vending.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the definition of a vending machine and the rules that go along with that are many decades old. You know,
Yeah.
for what you think of a vending machine, right? You stick a quarter in, you get a bag of chips out. They're saying that because our RFID wristbands that control the taps, you use that to dispense the product, it's a vending machine. But it's to conform to the exact laws of a traditional vending machine, our trailer just isn't that. It is, but it isn't, right? So that's why the ABD is recommending that we go through this waiver process. That's where I learned of it.
So you can't do it now at the casinos like you got it scheduled?
Cannot.
But you have been, ain't you?
Correct. Yep, we've been operating with the
I was
health.
gonna say, I've been signing your license and
Yeah, so it's, you know, the deeper we get into this, different people have different opinions, and, you know, we reached out to the ABD before we even signed up as an LLC. And learn, what do we need? What do we need to be on the good side of laws? This is what we're going to do. And they gave us, these are the 3 things you need. Well, now here's a 4th thing we need that we did not know about until just a few weeks ago.
So the waiver that we need to sign, or the letter of intent, that goes to the state?
Yes.
And they're the ones that still say yes or no, right?
Correct. So you vote on my liquor licenses
Mhm.
at the local authority level, then you also have to approve a waiver for the vending machine. All of that goes to the state, they pool it all together, and then they make the final decision on whether I get the license or not. But they're saying without the letter saying that you waive that vending machine law, they will not issue me a liquor license now going forward. So I'm essentially shut down at the moment.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because our next event isn't until June, which you'll see a 14-day liquor license coming through. I've already applied for it. It's going through the dram shop verification process and other things at the state before it comes to your, and then you do the background checks and all that at the local level on us.
I don't see why this is any different than like a tavern or something.
Well, because it's not brick and mortar.
Yeah, if I were brick and
That's
mortar,
interesting.
and I had this technology installed in the brick and mortar building, I'd still be here seeking the same waiver, so.
Okay.
You know, this will, if you approve of this, this will allow me to operate in Benton County at events. Again, I'm gonna have to go to each local authority, and I'm hoping if we do enough of these, that will influence the state to update the laws, to reflect more mobile, friendly type laws. The other one that's going through right now, it's actually going through the state legislature, is around the health department rules. Because that's county by county by county. So I go through the Blackhawk County Health Department to get a permit to operate as a dispenser of liquids. But if I go to Lynn County or Johnson County, now I gotta go work with their health department. But there is a bill going through, and it's unopposed, they think it's gonna pass, that says if we get a permit from one county, it's good statewide. And I'm hoping they do the same exact thing with, they either update the vending machine laws to kind of exclude these types of situations, or they do something that if I can get it in one local authority, it's good statewide. So we're hoping to influence at the state level as we push forward on some of this.
Why don't you see if you can't get a letter that's already done,
I can do that.
email it to you, and get it to Haley, and then we can get it to the county attorney, and then he can change the names and the verbiage that we can sign it.
Okay, I can do that.
Because we're not hindering anything by making you wait, correct?
No.
Okay,
No, our next event's in June, so.
good.
And it's at the casinos, so.
So, to me, that'd be a lot easier if we could just copy somebody else's letter that they already sent to the state, and they okayed it.
Yeah, that's a good point, and then you know that the state, you know, that's the
Yeah,
language
hey,
they
you did it for
want.
them?
Yep, it's already gone through their system and.
Yep,
It'd be on your letterhead instead of Johnson County.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct,
I like it when we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
yep,
I like that.
okay.
I like that. So again, you can consider doing a temporary 1 year, you could consider doing a full exception, or we can do it event by event. It really is up to what your comfort level is. So,
I'd say, yeah, instead of jumping right into this, both feet, we'll do the first year, no problems, and then we'll do like they did down Iowa City,
Okay.
granted. That way it don't look
Yeah.
like we're,
Let's get the letter, get
Yep.
it,
Whole
looked
hog.
over and.
you know what I mean?
and then you're following the precedent that they
Yes.
started with. So
Yes.
again, you're not
Correct.
reinventing the wheel. That,
Yep.
yeah, I like that approach.
Okay,
I'd be happy with that.
good,
So I will get you a copy of a letter.
yep, just drop it off, email it,
Melissa has our email too.
our
if you want.
secretary will be in charge.
All right. Any other questions or anything I can help answer today?
None whatsoever.
Well, thank you guys for your support. Do
Good.
appreciate it. We're building, you know, we're
Good.
getting it up and going. It's a lot of fun.
Good.
So hopefully it'll get my son out of corporate America someday. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
One of these times you just need to bring it mobile in here for us.
There you go.
Maybe we could do some kind of samples or something without a liquor license.
Employee recognition day, right?
Yeah, you could do an employee appreciation event. We specialize in
Yeah,
it. All right, take care, thank you.
see ya.
You're Rick today?
IR.
Good. Let's hear it, bud.
I got 2 bids for lawnmowers. One's a John Deere, $2,300 trade-in for ours, and their price was $11,350. Coop Sales got a Laser Z, and he was giving us $2,500 for ours, and his total price is $10,336. About $1,000.
What was the first one you said?
John Deere,
And how much?
$11,350
That's already minus the
trade.
trade-in,
Yep.
cash outright.
Mhm.
And Coops was how much?
10,336.
What's the second one?
10,336.
No.
Laser X Mark.
That's what he sells over here.
Oh.
Well, he sells about everything.
They're great. That's a zero turn.
Yes, sir.
Is this John Deere zero turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, they just,
Yeah.
oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Whole thing about, going with the X mark is, it's in Benton.
I don't have to haul it to Raleigh to
You
get
don't
service.
have, well, or Keystone,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yep.
So, I mean, that's the nice thing. The 11,350 is without trade?
Nope, those are both with trade-in prices.
Oh, with trade.
Yep, yep.
I'd recommend we go with the one from Coops.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Get her coming.
All right, it's waiting for me. Just gotta wait till July 1st.
We got a couple quick questions.
Sure.
Maybe you can answer wiring. I see they got it.
He's
roughed, the conduit and all that.
Yep.
When are they gonna make the switch? That I don't know.
We are waiting to hear from Andrew, who has gotta talk to the city, because it'll have to be both of them there.
Yeah,
So we can, and they gotta give us notice, so we can give everybody in this building notice.
yes, that's what I'm hoping, if they could do it like on a Friday
that sound fun?
afternoon at 3 o'clock.
It'll probably be in the morning. Well,
Saturday morning?
well, we'll be the only ones here, but.
That wouldn't be all bad.
So we are waiting to find out.
Okay,
Just kinda hoping we can get them, maybe come do it at 7. And Andrew thinks, an hour would do it, but it sounds like it'll be 8, so. I don't know what.
okay,
Once we find a for sure time, we'll let somebody know.
okay.
And-
Let them know here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them can work remotely or come in an hour later.
Yeah, okay, just as long as they know.
Yeah,
I never checked the billings on the outlets, but they're done.
he is doing that right now.
Oh, yes?
Yeah,
Hey,
yep.
I see you do got the outlet for the freezers over here,
Yep.
that wired in something,
Yep.
that looks
They did
good.
that the other day. Yep,
That looks good. He's doing that now?
right now, yeah.
Okay, I was wondering if I had any wire left.
I don't know if you will or not. Do you need some of that back?
Well, my building's going up as we speak, and if there's any left, I can use it there.
Okay, I'll let him know. Tell
Did you
him
donate
Tracy.
wiring?
Yeah, I'll tell him Tracy wants his wire back. We'll pull it back out.
Okay, that's all I got, bud.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Hey,
Awesome.
have you looked at Dean's new defibrillator sign and stuff?
Uh-uh.
I'm gonna order one for both places, so I
Okay.
need your help putting that up.
Okay. We can do that. Wait, don't we have one at the courthouse?
Yeah, but it doesn't have that signage and stuff,
Oh, okay.
and I've learned we need to get those registered on a, I learned that when I was in Johnson County at a meeting.
Do we have to check them too?
Well, I have that city, the laundry people that come and do our
Yeah.
first aid kit, cause I see he put a new card in there, so I put him on their list to do that for us.
Okay,
Because those do get obsolete after a while,
Mhm.
or the tubing,
yeah.
'Cause didn't this one,
batteries.
to stop the bleed, they got into that here a year or so ago, somebody got cut. Maybe
Yeah,
it was 2 years ago.
We've done that at the courthouse too.
yeah.
Somebody got into this, Dick was over here as Bowman. His memory's better than mine, but I remember he got into that
Mm-hmm. Yep.
for somebody.
Yep.
Oh, and they take care of that too, right?
No, that's separate. That was when Eric Dickinson was at the city, we got a grant stuff for that, so. I'll
Because I have no idea what was
There's
used out
like
of either
6
one.
of them in there, so if
Oh.
we're down to 5 then maybe, I don't
Okay.
know.
It's all the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Those little bundles are one of the same.
okay, okay. Yep, I'll find out, dig them out for the rest of the boiler and the wire. The wire's probably more important. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Myron, that's it?
There you go. Don't think there's any easy open.
Boy, oh boy.
Childproof. There's your pocket money. Thank you. Morning, Myron.
Good morning.
Good thing.
They're fresh, too.
Right out of Fairway last night. I think we're ready for you to go.
Okay. Waiting for a cue. Go ahead. I'm just, Diane Richardson just sent me a email, so, go ahead. Alliant Energy has submitted a utility permit to bore under 30th Avenue at 7484, so it'd be a mile and 3/4 south of Highway 30 on 30th Avenue, Old Highway 201. I think it's the Scott Thompson residence farm, maybe. I looked it up right. I have the wrong name, but regardless, it's mile and 3/4 south of Highway 30, based on the address, and straightforward utility permit.
Make a motion that we approve that utility permit for Alliant Energy.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
$25. You said you were? They put the address on it instead of their address, at 7484. Candy Thompson. Looked at Beacon yesterday, I may have tried to do it too fast, but it's still based on the address, that would be about what it is. It'd be just north of 75th. Should be the first place north of 75th on the east side, I believe. Last month, I met with Secretary of Roads employee who submitted his resignation, retirement, kind of combination of both. But Scott Gladson, who ran the motor grader blade
out of the Bruce Township, Bruce Center shed. Retired effective the end of March with Benton County. And just to acknowledge that, I know I was working with HR at that time to try to expedite a few things for Scott's case, but I had never brought it to your attention before today.
So it's acknowledgement, I'll make motion that we acknowledge his retirement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mentioned Raycom a moment ago. I
Yeah.
just going through notes from last week and late the week before, submitted that proposal back to Raycom this morning to proceed with the two-way radios for weed and secondary roads departments.
Okay, what she's saying that, her question was, do we want the invoice to come to you in your name for the radios? Which I think it should.
Yeah. If she's replied to me, I haven't read this, but I would
Well, it
say
just come
probably
10:45, so.
moments ago, I'm
Yep.
sure.
Yep, I just happen to have it on, so I'll let, actually, she just sent it to me, not you. I'll reply to that. Okay.
I would assume that that invoice would come to secondary roads and that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would then bring it to you.
I
for-
didn't open up how much it is, I will right now.
Because I ordered a few less radios, it dropped, I don't remember, was it 240-ish? It's now 216.
Yeah, it didn't print all the way out. It's got what you got ordered, but it don't have no bottom dollar amount.
Is it page one, or do you not have?
All I got is one page.
Okay.
Okay.
Had a conference last week?
I was at a conference last week, spent all day Monday in some technical sessions and met with vendors on Tuesday and technical sessions again all Wednesday morning, and then some business meetings for the national organization.
You see this guy?
The Washington County Engineer won Rural
Yeah, the top of it.
County Engineer of the Year award
Nothing like it.
Wednesday.
Did I get that same one?
Very worthwhile conference, I can say. I've gone to them in the past, and they had done an exceptional job of bringing in knowledgeable people to talk about different subjects that pertain to rural county roads, and granted, there are similarities as well as differences when you jump within the state as well as other states.
Sure.
I only got that other one. I didn't get
Southern
yours.
climates aren't gonna deal with freeze-thaw.
Forward it to me and I'll see if I can open it.
But you still have some techniques and other things that are very similar, so you can bring people from outside state organizations and still be able to inform people of important, worthwhile information.
Cool, good, good. All right.
Okay. Box culvert, Pete's Hill, road open?
No? But it is nearing completion. I gotta say, the rock has been placed on the road. There's still some erosion control seeding that needs to be done around the project site. I feel there's a little punch list of corrections that need to be done, and I haven't talked with that contractor yet. I was on site taking a look at that yesterday heavily myself.
Yeah.
But getting very close.
Okay. I was asked over the weekend, I thought it was open already, so I was informed, no. Okay, and I got a call last night, is there like a electrical box or a throwout switch or can't be a timer, but at the four-way stop outside of Atkins for the red light, west of Atkins, by Virgil Krug's corner.
Yep, I know where you're at.
Okay, the light flashes all the time, all four ways red. Is there a box on the pole or something somewhere that feeds that light? Cause I got a call last night at 8 o'clock and they said that box and that pole was wide open and they could see the wires. And I said, well, shut it. So I've been through that intersection 1,000 times and I guess, I don't know.
There is a pole in the southeast corner of that intersection.
Okay.
It has a box that then goes to the light, and I think there's a box on that same pole that, the power comes to, and then.
Okay, well, evidently it was wide open last night and they could see the wires and everything else. And I just told that person, shut it. So I don't know if something broke, wind blew, or somebody screwing around, I don't know, but if Randy's in the vicinity, take a look at it, and if not, I'll look at it the next day or two when I go through their old little low yard. And that's all I have.
I've been getting some calls from, it'd be north of Keystone. There's rock on the road, but it's all taken off. Got a great big pile along the side of the road. So, getting some complaints.
I know outside of what, I think last Thursday you got a nice shower, that was helpful, but it doesn't keep the road wet and moist long enough that, with it being fairly dry, in order to keep the potholes to a minimum, sometimes that material gets, pulled over the side, and to just lay it out loose on multiple dry days in a row, it'll cause nothing but a whole bunch of rumble strips, and you get,
Well, it was more, whoever was grader, he was pulling the rock off. It was a mess. Whatever.
Yeah, that one does cut it out there, there's nothing under that.
Okay.
But it's got where Myron signed it and stuff.
Is there anything else, sir?
Nope, that's it. So I'll take
Make a motion, we adjourn.
before you do that, let me ask a question.
Sorry.
Unbeknownst to me, last week, I answered an email, Tracy, that I copied, I think, and kept, but, in light of item number 8 today, does the county need to consider going into an exempt session under chapter 20.17, subsection 3, regarding bargaining unit negotiations? Is the offer that is being presented to the union is still the same, or has it changed?
It's changed.
Has that information been given to all parties involved?
I would say not. Because the last email is one that you copied me on from, is it Chad?
Yep. I was not aware of what was all discussed a week ago today, and I'm pretty sure that's what generated that email. I answered it to my knowledge.
Okay.
When I read it, not knowing what had happened.
Okay.
And so,
But do you understand the extra, more or less 3%, you have to make it work in your budget? You understand?
mm-hmm.
So it's kind of dumped on yours. You know, if you can make it work in your budget the way we agreed on, that if you make it work, then it's 7%. So it's kind of dumped on your shoulders now Yeah, we did say 7%, but you gotta make it work inside your budget.
Okay.
So if you think you can make it work, well then you can let Chad know. If you can't make it work, well then we'll have to stick back to what we agreed on our offer to the union.
That's the
Okay.
same with his union,
Yes.
you'll have to get an MOU or something.
We'll get an MOU with the union. Building maintenance, oh, that's Tracy. Smells like there's a hot ballast, I think it's in the probation parole office. But we
Okay,
can't pinpoint it.
I thought I could smell something too.
See,
okay,
I can smell it down there, but I can't
Okay.
find it.
all right.
We're gonna go sniff around.
Looks like I got 2 hours to kill now anyway, so.
Also referring to the wages, Deb will remain at what she got to. I'll make sure all those are noted in the minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess
We forgot a few,
I
but I
forgot
looked back
Deb,
on the
but
minutes.
yeah,
There was
thank
a
you.
couple, so I'm just gonna name them all out again.
thank you. Yeah, our other choice was to roll back, and I didn't think that was a good idea.
Other than that, that's all I had to
Okay,
question.
well, you can kinda let, it's kinda dumped on your shoulders, and I wanted to tell you that either by phone, not by email. Explain it better that,
Okay.
instead of me being a bad guy for once.
Cause then we'll have to adjust your line items too. Your spending probably to make it more accurate, or do you wanna do it later? I think Ron's gonna work at his and get it to me.
Mm-hmm. I need to look at it.
But, I mean, we have until July 1st before I roll that file into our new one, but
Okay.
as far as the bottom dollar, that's been approved on the Department of Management, so.
Okay.
You'll let Chad know?
Yep.
Cool. And maybe we can get together. Chad? Okay, that's it?
Back to my motion.
Okay,
Second.
hey, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
2 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Go ahead and show up at 2, whatever you wanna do, buddy. We'll still have a quorum.
Dumb it down, but just easier to find stuff in it.
Just an FYI, I got a call after the meeting from Judy Hamaker, and Brent charges $175 per hour. So, just so you know,
That's probably not that bad,
in the grand scheme of things.
yeah.
All right, 1 o'clock, let's start her up.
Do
We did it this morning, I think that's good enough, ain't it?
works for
I
me?
just started from the first.
Okay,
There you go.
good, yep. All right.
Ray, this is the first time we've actually met, us 3 guys, to even consider or talked about the lease agreement. That's,
And this is totally a draft, okay?
yep,
I'm
yep,
not suggesting
Yep.
anything by this.
yep. I went through some of the old stuff, and then, on their, changes that they sent me,
Right,
the first part, you got one, Gary? And get you an extra.
I incorporated the changes you requested, because I didn't know if you wanted them or not. I can always take them out.
On section 2.1, I agree with that, 3-year contract, that we ain't screwing around doing this year after year.
Right, with one option renew, so
Yep,
essentially it could be as much as 6.
and I guess I'd drop out the 1, my personal opinion.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, then at the end of one that'll give you 6 years. Then what are you gonna do at the end of 6 years? If you're happy with everything's going, you're gonna have to start from scratch?
You'd start over.
Well, you want that option though, that you can
You do?
do that. I think
Okay.
you do, 6 years, 6 years in today's world, a lot changes.
Okay, all right, let alone. 3.4 that they got on here, according to the contract, they're supposed to provide us with inventory list by
Yeah,
August 15th, if I remember right. I would actually, my opinion is change that to once at the signing of the contract every 3 years.
I'll speak on that though,
Okay.
because we do, the capital asset report for the audit
Yep,
fiscal year end, so they have like their consumable inventory, some of that stuff we used to have in it, we would include that, so we might need clarification if we have to use it.
And you've also
so
got
we should
Heartland,
stay year to year then.
Probably.
you've also
Okay, so
got
add-
Heartland Insurance with vehicles and such.
But do we cover the insurance on them? Because according to this, they're supposed to cover their
Yeah,
own.
yeah, that's what the old one said.
the old one did,
Okay.
we don't cover their insurance, but I'm just saying they're like, their inventory consumable because we have our funding involved in what's part of our capital assets.
When do you want that inventory for your,
It's usually the end of fiscal year, so I would say by
By-
July 1st. is
by July
fine.
1st, okay.
Yeah. Unless I find out otherwise that we don't have to include that anymore, but we were, so.
Because in the contract, it says it's gotta be done by August 15th.
Well, fiscal end, it's still fiscal end, usually we
Okay.
don't do our final audit till October stuff, so-
Okay,
so I guess,
whatever. Okay, so that's done with the top two then, talked about. Then the fee, maybe we should let them two go. Let's jump down to, section 3, tenant.
I don't know what you wanted to do for
Yeah.
fees, so I just put what was in there, if
Okay.
you could tell me. Which
Oh.
one are you in?
Well, one thing like, Rick, you probably know about it, Gary does too. Maintaining the lagoon.
Mhm.
Is there anything to maintain on it?
Says we're supposed to do it.
Yeah, but who does it? Who did it? Did they do anything?
I have no clue.
Okay,
Are there chemicals that have to
We'll
be added
keep-
to it?
no,
I have
no.
no clue. I mean, that's a sanitation department
Yeah.
question.
I don't know if Jerry used to help when he was on the board with that, but I don't.
Yeah, but that, I would think that'd fall more under Mark's,
Yep,
where he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I
you
would think
know,
so too.
And Barb now with
Yeah.
Matt.
well, either way, that'll still be our responsibility, I thought. So we'll leave that one alone.
So 5.1, the facility fee, this is what I was told she wanted out there. So I don't know what, I don't know.
5.1
Yeah,
or
5.1,
5.2, or what?
2
5.1 is the $1,000 a month rent.
right, that's what I'm talking
Keeps
about.
it, keep it the same.
Okay,
5.1 is, I got 2.1.
Well, 2.1, it's
Okay.
a typo.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
it is?
Yeah, because you got a 2.1, and in the contract, it's 5.1.
It's
Okay.
5.1 in mine. All right, facility fee I'm talking about.
Okay.
Oh, he's looking at something different, Ray. What is
Oh.
that one? Oh, this is what he handed out today.
Yeah, I know, I
Yeah,
don't even have that opened up
Oh,
Oh,
that's what he's
that's
going
what,
on, so I don't know what,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
why I'm confused on
yet. Well,
that
see,
one.
I'm going off her, this is her list,
Her
right?
list, yes, so
Right.
it was her,
Okay.
not yours, sorry.
well, it's 5.1 in the new draft.
Yes.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
yeah,
Yeah, we're still here, Rob.
yeah, we're on the same,
No, we're
we're on the
lost for a
same
minute.
book.
He's looking at the one
Different
from
page,
Lorraine,
though.
yeah.
Okay, well, the area that I really didn't know what to do with was 6.1 insurance, because I don't know what, I mean, these amounts are pretty old. You know, the 2 million and 1 million umbrella, I don't know what you wanted to do with that.
Did we change those amounts?
I don't remember,
I don't remember if that one was
I'm trying to
discussed,
think
was
if
it?
I got even a copy of that with me.
Here, I
have
do
it
on
at
mine,
home.
let me see.
I don't.
Insurance was general liability $1 million. And I don't see anything in original that had a,
We insure the building.
well, this is liability. Liability was $1 million, and I don't see anything with an umbrella. This is what you're talking about.
And here I have
6.1.
general liability 2 million and umbrella 1 million on top of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's how I wrote it up. Which probably, you know, wouldn't be bad for you to have that.
Let's It's gotta be in this list though too, doesn't it, when we did that? What our.
Hey Bailey, you want to get that extra one?
Yep.
Section 6.1.
2.7, that's still carrying on.
What are you jumping over to?
Okay, I'll get back to that. I got different notes, but right now we're looking up the insurance, right?
Right.
And the evaluation.
Which is 6.1
Like I said,
in
I
this agreement.
think we insure the building, but that's it, as far as it
Yeah,
goes.
I was gonna see what we had listed under in here.
So they're supposed to carry the insurance for the contents inside, their vehicle insurance, and general liability.
Right,
They gotta carry that.
right.
They got work comp, employer's liability, professional liability, it states here. Business personal property, nonprofit organization director and officers liability. This is on the original.
Right, 6.1. Now what's the
Yeah.
new one say? That rate?
Well, I'm sure he probably
I
did
have,
a lot of carbon copy with that.
yeah, I did a lot of moving back and forth to
With
make sure.
exception of the general liability and the
Okay, you
umbrella.
raised it from general liability, 2 million.
Right,
Yeah, from 1
Got
to
it.
2 and added an umbrella of
yeah,
1. Otherwise, I think you get the same thing.
pretty much, yep.
Okay,
I tried not to deviate,
too
you know,
much.
just
yeah.
for the sake of deviating, you know.
Sure,
You know, it's
sure.
good, leave it alone.
Yep. So do you see anything different you would like there?
No, that's all right. You're just raising the protection coverage that they have to
Right,
supply. Not us, it's them.
Well, but I think that
She's-
covers us as well, doesn't it, Ray?
yes. Well, yes, because we are named as an alternate insured. And it's in there that they have to name us as a second insured.
Yeah, additional insured, I
Yeah,
would think.
it's in there, yep. So it all in the end protects us, if we
Okay.
needed to.
All right. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
6.2 is where I made the typo, it says,
The one thing that I seen that okay. Let's see. We got some insurance. Oh, let's jump to, I believe it's, there it is. 2.7 it is.
in this agreement,
It's, you copied it word for word, but
okay,
my question is, in the event of termination or expiration of this agreement, tenant shall transfer to the landlord ownership or title to all fixtures, furniture, equipment, and vehicles.
right.
That's the only thing, we don't supply or have anything to do with their vehicles, correct?
Well, if they go out of business, what are they gonna do with them?
They purchased the vehicles.
I mean, that's what was in the original agreement, that's what they originally agreed to.
Did they acquire originally vehicles from us? See, that,
For my time again.
That'd be so
That-
long ago, wouldn't- you know.
yeah, and that's one of those things that I would guess, that's why it was probably in there.
Okay.
What are we
Okay.
talking, 2 or 3 used vehicles?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't see a problem with what Ray's got.
okay. And then, I guess we might as well jump down on all the big items. You wanna stay at $1,000 a month? Cause they wanna do away with that
Reserve?
Yep,
And I've got a question on that, and we've got a list here where the 200,000 was adjusted for inflation, and it has gone up and up and up.
Yeah,
And in '22, it was, the 200 went to $336,332.
wow.
What are they using for index? That'd be a question. Are they just pulling it out of the air? What's it based on?
Unless they're just using the inflation rate.
Well, it doesn't look like it's enough, because I think inflation was, what, about 7% last
Yeah,
year?
7.8 or something.
7% on 300,000 would be more than,
Depends upon what they're insuring.
no.
no.
This is their
The
balance
reserve.
that they're supposed to reserve balance, keep at the bank.
It
This is
still
the reason.
depends upon the value of what's going on.
No,
Nothing to do
no,
with
this is just money they keep in the
money in their
coffers.
checking accounts to make
Yes.
sure
She
they
wanted-
can cover all their bills.
You know, they want a reserve, I kinda think the reserve's a good idea myself.
I do too, cause what happens, they go belly up.
Right, this would,
Well, and a few years ago, when they did have the excess, they come in and asked, and we allowed them to keep it to do something with the air conditioner, and then they paid their parking lot. So they at least put it towards things at the facility too.
do we know what their annual budget is? Do we know what it costs them to operate? It seems
Oh,
like
I think-
having reserves should be tied to that a little bit.
Yeah, we had got some information on that, Ray, but
That was back in September.
I can't remember that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
sorry.
their fiscal audit if you want that,
but you know what I'm saying, the reserve ought to take that into account a little bit, would seem to me.
because we get a copy of their audit if you wanna look at it.
I can do that.
Do you have to find out how much we got in building insurance?
Well, that's why I'm looking at this sheet, and I don't even see it, but I know we have to. Remember that spreadsheet we have that goes from what it was to what it should be? That's what I'm looking at.
When was this, monthly fee established? It has never-
06,
It's never gone up?
doesn't look
This
like
here's
it.
what I have, Tracy. So we got, with all these
And
listed,
if it's,
remember?
you know, their recommendation is $1,000 period and no reserve,
Where, that's
that's
like giving it
pretty
to them.
affordable, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty much giving them to them place,
'Cause it's
especially
under
since they want us to contribute to major repairs too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wasn't crazy about the whole setup myself.
I hear you, Ray.
I don't have with me anymore.
I just have it on this
Cleaned
PDF.
everything out. That's what happens when you clean things up.
You need something the next day.
I'll just see if Nancy's got it on her hard copy.
Nancy?
Mhm. Because I have that email from Judy.
I guess I don't know why they don't wanna have that reserve. And don't they, isn't it over 100,000 as of right now?
Was it 130 of that, wasn't it? She
Yeah.
had cushioned.
Oh, that they owed
Here, I had it.
$135,432,
Yeah.
but they paid some of that,
Yeah, okay.
so.
But that's gonna stay the same though, then, right?
Well, that's over and above the 336,000. Which is the reserve amount based on inflation.
Because that's what she gave us in the mail that day. What originated
Okay,
this.
I think that, yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah,
Oh, that's your numbers.
that was from them, they provided us, so.
471,000.
Mm-hmm. I think that if you add the two together, that's what you come up with. And there was an explanation why there was such a jump. I don't recall what it was.
Do you even look at it? Well, if they're still gonna pay their overrun at the end of fiscal year,
I thought they wanted to stop doing that.
well, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they don't wanna pay that lump sum at the end.
Yeah, that's what I
They
thought.
wanna keep it?
That's what she's asking, if, that's why they wanted to revamp this, because originally, that original amount, they've already succeeded paying that back, plus the monthly fee we get from them. When they originally got that loan from the county,
I remember back when this all kind of came up, when we still had the county home, and it was a real thorn in the county's side at the time, and they think they made this agreement to ensure somebody would be successful at that time, because we didn't want to be in that business, which makes sense to me, but it doesn't appear this agreement's changed a whole lot.
Well, it's now part of the region, isn't it? Don't they get region,
they, depending on their residence care, is how they.
Yeah,
the numbers
Yeah.
out there?
Yeah. I think
and
most
why
of theirs are
they're
Medicaid.
there, they have to be there.
I think most of theirs are, I think, Medicaid that she was explaining to us, I think.
I believe so, I think you're right.
I think they do have some, or they have had some long-term mental health commitment type patients.
I don't have a problem with this, what it's supposed to be on this sheet, 5.1, with the $1,000. But I do have a problem with the 5.2, eliminating it.
Okay,
Eliminating the reserve.
Yeah, that's what they wanted.
yeah, that's what they wanted.
I have a problem with that.
So you're okay with them keeping the overrun at the fiscal year then?
No? No. Yeah, if they're gonna do that, they need to take all the maintenance over. Not
All the major repairs,
all the repairs.
yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah, because what they want is to pay 75% of it's more than $20,000. Well, most of the big repairs they're gonna get are gonna be in that, over that price tag, I would think, a roof or,
When we did the roof,
We just did the
The
roof.
roof has just been done.
okay,
Yeah, and that was a chunk of change.
I'm sure.
it was like 300.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the building's in pretty darn good shape. We got air conditioning recently, a roof, and
Parking lot, we were,
Parking lot.
they wanna do some window,
There's a bunch of windows that need work.
we were toured, or we toured out there, was that in June? Or when?
Hasn't been a year yet.
September.
I remember it was a windy day when we were
Yeah,
walking
no,
around.
I think it was 9/22. I run across that too, I got here somewhere.
Are they using that whole building? They're not, are they?
Sure they are. It's full.
I think this reads incorrectly.
which one?
It says lease modifications. The current lease is hereby modified 7/1/22 under section 2.5, reserved to provide that tenant shall maintain a $471,764 net earning reserve adjusted annually for inflation. Now, you can see this, the reserve was 336. Tenant shall pay to a landlord any excess in the net earning reserve over 471. No. I don't think that's what this is. Hand that over to him. I don't think this is correct. And I'm not sitting in his shoes, I'm not an attorney, but it doesn't look right.
What are you looking at? 'Cause I don't think I've seen that.
We'll get to you here in a second,
Okay.
Ray, sorry.
No, I was like, I didn't see that in the draft I was given. Like, what? I missed that.
You see the column where the 200,000 has been adjusted for inflation at 336? And what they're paying is the 135, the 336 makes the 471,
It does.
at least when I went to school.
That's what it does.
Okay, using nice numbers on this sheet though, what I don't understand, it started off on the contract, original contract, 10th day of February 2006. They were supposed to maintain then 200,000 in their account. And then by 2009, it jumps up to 334,000.
Adjusted for inflation.
We had that much, 134,000 in 3 years.
That seems a lot.
I don't know.
You know, and then from then on, it ain't been jumping up. And in fact, 2011, it went down $5,000. In 2012, it went down $7,000.
Yeah, this is the original contract. It says tenant shall maintain a $200,000 net earning reserve.
Yeah.
Net assets adjusted annually for inflation.
And like I said, I don't get how it went from 200,000 in 2006 when this was made. It jumped up to 209,000 or 334,000 in 3 years. That's what I don't understand.
Take it over to that gentleman over there, please.
So, I guess what, first of all, it says, do you want the reserve, then we can figure out where it should be.
But did you see that as, that paragraph in there, the 471?
Mm-hmm.
That was incorrect, wasn't it?
No, yeah, did that says total assets, that column does.
Yeah, on the left.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it said pay anything over 471.
Yeah.
That's incorrect.
Is this a table of their equity, not their reserve, but what their equity is and their assets, and
That's what I think.
that's what I think it is.
I wonder if we were gonna have to get together with them.
I think we're gonna
Well, I
have to.
think she wants us to regardless, but I know you guys wanted to do this without it first.
Yeah,
She's been following up quite.
sure.
I
I'm
can-
watching right now.
I can figure out I think, I can go back and calculate, starting with 200,000, 2006, and with the annual inflation rate increases, figure out where it should be. I think I can do that.
There again, would it be smarter, Ray, to do it out there? Because the facts and figures are out there in her office, not in this room.
Whatever you want to do, that's fine with me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they don't have to run back to a file and dig it out.
Well, at least it's there. I mean,
That's
it's
true.
like here, that
Yeah.
my hammer's in the truck, not here. So.
There,
I get it.
there is one other provision I changed, and I wanted to make sure you knew. Section 2.2, the non-renewal of agreement, it called for 6.5 months notice. That just seemed like an awful lot without a reason for it being that long.
Mm-hmm.
So I made everything standard, 120 days across the board. Because it was one thing here and one thing there, and so that, I made that change, not knowing if you wanted it or not, but
I think that would be the best bet. We should have just a supervisor meeting with her.
Did you say 2.2?
yeah,
Well, 2.2 on their original is 120.
yeah, somewhere else it said 180, 106.5 months. Where was it?
Well, 2.1 is the term, 2-year extension.
2.2, renewal or agreement?
I just made-
Non-renewal,
I just made everything standard, 120
Yeah,
days.
2.2 is the non-renewal.
that's 120 days.
That's 120, and you've got that
Right,
same thing over here, Ray.
yeah, somewhere it had 6.5 months, and then maybe it was notice to renew.
I'm sorry, I don't recall it.
I don't either, but I remember seeing last night going, that's a long time. A lot can happen in 6.5 months. Should have brought the other graph too, I didn't think about that.
I don't know, just skimming through it, I don't see it, Ray, I'm
I don't
sorry.
either, I know I read it, but
Yeah.
Cannot find it. And see, then they got a hot plate or whatever you wanna call it, cooking in there, and then after being in there for 15 minutes, it all smelled the same.
I didn't imagine it, but.
Why don't we set it up with her to meet out there? Which one you want? That's the old contract.
Yeah, I'll hit Amber's message her now and see if she'll.
Okay. You got the new one ready prepared.
Mhm.
So the only two things that we really need to iron out is the facility fees and then the reserve,
And there's one-
which would trickle down to section 3, the tenant responsibility. When you say,
yeah, I need to change
Yeah, that's
the-
what I said.
Yeah.
It sure was.
And then I gotta change the inventory section also.
The inventory section.
Yeah, inventory every year by July 1.
Do you recall what,
it was August.
It was August.
Oh.
Yeah, August
okay.
15th, there was even a date on it and everything.
What? I took it out, it was 3, 4. 3.4, is that what it was? 3.5, I think, 3.4.
3.5?
3.4 had a second section to it, I think.
Oh, I was wrong, 1st of August.
Yeah,
So I gotta put that back in 3.4. Just put that in the sentence saying that each year they'll do an inventory by July 1. So I'll do that.
so you're gonna change 3.4 on your copy?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
And I'll add that, I'll just add a sentence saying that the tenant shall provide an inventory to
Sure.
the county.
yeah.
Do you want me to try to figure out what inflation would have been starting in '06?
No.
Okay.
Was, they had a formula they were using, obviously, they just presented that to us, didn't they? I don't know that we came up with it.
I know it, that's why I wanted to see where,
Yeah, how
She
they
come
came up with that.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay.
So at least we got a good starting point, looks like.
Okay, I'd like to get those back. You want a copy of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
Maybe
figure
we
what it
can run
is.
down the hall and get a copy? Would that work? Thank you, Lori.
One of the things the grand jury put in their report is that you guys need professional desks so that you can do your work. They know they were serious, that you guys needed to have workstations that would be more efficient for you. So maybe a printer with that would be nice. Just a thought, you know,
Mm-hmm.
kinda hard to do your job from the tabletop sometimes.
Well, it's Tracy's file cabinet up there,
Yep.
and mine's behind you, Ray,
Yeah.
so,
Which isn't always good when we share this space with people either.
That's what they're saying, that you can
Yeah.
have locking professional desks that,
yeah, you gotta jump up and run over there.
yeah.
Well, I suggested maybe just a file cabinet that we could lock.
Something,
Yeah.
but a printer might not be bad to have in here, printer copier. A lot of people bring documents in, they need more copies.
And it'd be easy for the courthouse to send stuff over, scan it
Yeah, yeah,
and send it over.
yeah. Just something to think about,
Just kinda depends on the expense,
yeah.
because I think those contracts are a little spendy. So is there anything else other than we need to get a date arranged to meet up with them?
I'm waiting for her
Waiting
to
for an
respond.
email back.
Okay,
Told her it didn't have to be a Tuesday, we could go out on site or whatever. I mean, cause wasn't it a random day we went out there for a couple hours
I
even?
think it was a Friday.
So, back to the morning agenda item, like I was saying, Shelby asked if she could leave her budget as is.
thank you, thank
Be
you.
up to their discretion, right?
Yeah. See, like I said, I think they were giving them more than everybody else.
Well, we don't know that.
Okay, and then also that Clay that was in here this morning had emailed back.
Uh-huh.
He talked to Jason at the state level, Iowa BD or whatever. Sounds like they would like an email to specifically say that the board is approving an unlimited number of applications for the 1-year period, and the other option would be to send an email for each event, so either, I guess an email is sufficient. What are your thoughts?
Okay.
Is he still gonna get us a copy of a letter?
Well, that's what the guy said, they didn't really have a letter per se, the original one that, when he asked for.
Okay,
He said we
from
don't-
Johnson County?
Yep, the division doesn't receive an official notice from local authorities on the approval of the vending machine. It's just been an email from the local authority giving us the okay and acceptance of the use for a vending machine.
Okay.
So, and if you guys want any questions, you can contact this Jason too.
Okay, so we'd have to get that on the agenda then.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll put it back on and we'll just,
okay,
if
good.
you're ready to decide on that next week.
Sure, all right, that'll work. Was there anything else, sir?
No, that's it.
Are you looking for,
I am, to go home.
all right,
And then I'll just have to email everybody if she gets back to me. on
sure,
that.
Right.
sure, that'll work. Okay, make a motion, we adjourn then.
This week, I got meetings tomorrow, and I got meetings on Thursday.
I got one, same thing, Wednesday and Thursday.
What about you, Ray? Does that work for you?
Just tell me when to be there, I'll make it work.
That's what I like to hear.